Here on location at the Pioneer Flight Museum. We're here with Tom, here to tell us about what's going on here.
All right. Well, this is a Royal Aircraft Factory, SE.5a. It was one of the two primary fighters late World War I, 1917 and 1918. The other one is the Sopwith Camel. This is being built up for to flying status for a major museum that's actually on the East Coast in Virginia, Military Aviation Museum. They bought a project that looked like it was covered, but it was kind of a can of worms, and so it's being fixed here. So some of the things to look at, starting at the nose, we've got twin cartridge radiators. These are going to be replaced, I think, with proper honeycomb radiators. You can see that they are a series of shutters.
So this is kind of similar to the original one?
Yeah. So they had a shutter system to help adjust the water temperature when you were flying and on the ground.
So is that like if you needed the engine hotter or colder, you'd adjust them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's that's all manual, right? With a switch or something?
Pilot has a gauge in the cockpit, I think, and adjusts it. I mean, there's a lever here, but there's a system for adjusting the shutters in flight or on the ground.
It's all mechanical.
Yep, all mechanical, all manual. This is a Hispano-Suiza V8 engine, about 180 horsepower. This one I think was actually built by Wright under license here in the United States. It's a direct drive engine. Crankshaft nose sticks out and prop hub goes on it.
There's no transmission on it?
No, no reduction gears or anything else. So these things made their power, up to about like 2,000 RPM or something like that.
So it's all about how much gas you give it?
They're all about how much gas you give it, but the lubrication, the bearing technology of the day didn't allow for really high RPMs, so these engines tended to make their power at fairly low RPM. And to compensate, to get the power they were looking for, you had large displacements. So this airplane is a Taildragger. You can see the camshaft drives back here. There are bevel gears with a shaft being driven up through there. Magneto in here for routing the tubing and the piping and the engine controls around. Fuel tank. There was an auxiliary fuel tank that was up in the leading edge of the upper wing center section. It fed by gravity. This one would have been pressurized by air to force air up to the carburetor.
This aluminum?
Yeah.
Is that what it would have been made of originally?
I'm not clear. Aluminum was pretty new back in World War I. It wasn't unheard of. The odds are pretty good these were more than likely thin sheet steel back then.
But original would be all rusted through, I suppose.
Yep. Moving back here, this is the forward mount for the Vickers machine gun. You can see there's a trough in the fuel tank there for the water jacket and stuff to fit through.
So it had a water cooling?
They didn't need it up in the air because as you gain altitude it gets pretty cold pretty quick. But they were all modified ground guns basically, which did need water cooling to function well. This is the magazine that holds the belts, and then this is part of the shell ejection system. This will come down and down through the floorboard down underneath there.
So this would be bullets here originally?
Bullets in here, cartridges that have been fired would go down and exit the bottom of the airplane.
Wow.
The rudder pedals, horizontal tail trim, adjusting the angle of incidence. Most of the instrument panel looks like it's in. Seat is in. Classic spade grip
So what's the deal with the steering wheel? Is it just designed like that because it's easier to work with?
No, it's not. It doesn't turn. It's not a steering wheel. It's just a grip, and the British preferred this kind of round grip. You could fly it from there or from there. These would have been triggers for the guns. The over wing part had a Lewis gun up above it. But you see this kind of a grip, I think, even on World War II Hurricanes and Spitfires.
Yeah, I was wondering about those little things in there, and I never really thought about the triggers on the machine gun. You had to reach over and.
Yeah, that's what these are for.
Wow.
So
it was all mechanically linked to the guns?
Yep.
By cables or something?
Cable that ran down through there and went up to the gun.
Wow.
This gun needed a synchronizer so it didn't shoot the propeller blades off. The one up on top fired over the propeller arc. It didn't need one.
So it had one down here and then one on top?
Yep. And they were two different types of machine gun as well. The one on top actually had a drum that fit down on top of it. I don't know where that went to. There's a pilot footplate step for getting in and out of the cockpit.
Yeah, everything I think about this plane, it's for something else. I thought this was like something with the adjuster of these, and then
No.
that was part of the engine mount or the something.
Nope.
But
Nope.
machine gun mount had its own deal there.
Back to the tail of the aircraft, pretty conventional tail. You notice there are two cables on each side of the rudder, and that's an attempt to prevent having the controls disabled by a bullet.
Insurance.
Tail skid, this is a Taildragger. This is sprung internally, and it's a steerable tail skid, which is a nice feature to have.
So that actually does help.
Oh yeah. And that's it. Pretty conventional construction for the day. Longerons, uprights, horizontals, and it's all wire brace, and a lot of the strength in the fuselage comes from the wire bracing. So.
That's how it was originally done?
Oh yeah. And then a lot of the external wires like these are what the British called Raf Wires. Again, I think the Royal Aircraft Factory developed these, but they're kind of streamlined. They're not just round. They have a kind of a flat,
it's really
streamlined
high-tech
section to them. Yeah, 1918 high tech.
Wow. And this thing's going to be flying eventually?
It'll probably be flying by this summer. We hesitate to give an actual date because we don't know for sure, for the number of problems that have been found in getting this thing up and running.
Yeah, best to get the bugs worked out when it's
and the
on
most
the ground.
complicated piece of it's been the fuselage. They've been installing systems and kind of finishing the fuselage for a while now. But it seems like almost every part needs to be massaged in some way, shape, or form, if not outright replaced, because of the issues it had when they first brought it in.
Well, your little article made some effect. I've gotten several calls,
Oh, cool.
including
The
Frank
finished product there.
Schilling.
Frank Schilling?
Schilling built up a beautiful Hispano-Suiza fitting,
Oh, yeah.
painted up navy colors.
Well, I think I've heard of the name.
Yeah, he's coming out. He just bought an SE.5 project.
Oh, really?
And he wants to come out and check this out.
Cool.
I don't want to sell Roger's one, John.
All right, Tom. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Come back when we've got another airplane in the shop.